Hey everyone, welcome to Dalliances and Decay, the first podcast by us, GenZ&D. Just want to remind you really quickly before we get rolling to head over to our Patreon where you can support us for the price of a cup of coffee every month. It will give you access to a talkback show, ad-free versions of the episodes, and a whole lot more. We also want to thank the Raven Room, which is our hosting venue. They're attached to Redline VR, which is a fantastic bar. If you are in the city of Chicago, you can head on over there and get your fix for all kind of nerdy stuff, including the biggest D&D meetup group in the city, which meets on Wednesday nights. Now, without further ado, let's hop into the first podcast by us, GenZ&D. Hello, each and every one of you, and welcome to Dalliances in Decay, the first campaign by us, the GenZ&D crew. I'm Danny, and I'll be your dungeon master and narrator for this journey. In future episodes, we'll have the players introduce themselves and their characters to start the episode, but since this is episode 1, I'll start by welcoming you all into the world of our story, the island of Shire. Shire is a deeply magical world, an island amidst a vast sea. The landmass is blanketed by a mile-tall redwood forest full of elves, dwarves, humans, and other elven-kind races, as well as present and tangible divinity in the form of the Downie, great primordial beings, and the Tanji, divine tree spirits that sometimes interact with the elven-kind races. The Tanji are beings of pure arboreal luminescence, a divine substance that is present in all living creatures that provides light, offers sustenance to the herbivorous creatures of the forest, and can also be channeled and formed into great works of magic by the elven-kind races, a divine answer to the mortal call to action. Sometimes the Tanji take elven-kind forms, other times they are simply manifest as the divine curtain, the barrier of pure luminescence that protects the ground biomes from the ferocious predators in the branches up above. Our story begins in the year 419 of the New Bloom era in a shrine village on the outskirts of the United Kothi Republic, the central government of the southern region. Based in the Great Clearing where the great elven city Koth once stood, the UKR stands for a move back toward the worship of the Downie. 400 years ago, an event known as the Decree of Decay stripped the elves of their immortality and plunged the world into chaos, and only in the last 200 years has order begun to return to the southern region. We find ourselves on the floor of the forest. Thick patches of moss cover natural, smooth stones. Green grasses sprout between them, and the chatter of bugs, birds, and small creatures fills the air. As you look up, you see the low branch line of the towering redwoods, which are nearly 10 meters in diameter. 20 feet above you, the branch line looks almost like a thatched roof, with space to go above it only available near the trunks of the great trees that dominate the landscape. Their thick red bark offers hand and footholds for those brave enough to climb above the branch line, but it also glitters as luminescent sap filters into the air, shimmering like the glow of 1,000 fireflies. Bushes and shrubs nearly 5 feet tall sway in a light breeze that seems to blow gently from nowhere, moving north to south as they lap up the thin luminescence that floats around them. Within a few hours, the luminescence will be spent and night will fall, lasting only until midnight when a new cycle begins with the pulse of the world and luminescence bursts forth from the trunks of the trees, nourishing the herbivores and plants and welcoming a new dawn with a nearly blinding vigor. But on the wind comes an ever so faint warning. Amidst the splendor and wonder is mixed the faintest smell of detritus. The scorch rot, though almost 100 miles north of here, leaves its foreboding presence on the air, tinging the majesty of the great forest with notes of dread. As you move further south, small cabins begin to pop up, some built around the trunks of the great trees, some propped up against them, using them as a wall, and some built in the style of a longhouse in between them. People of all varieties begin to emerge and begin their daily routines, cultivating their daily meals, using methods both magical and mundane to fuel the growth of their crops. This abundance, however, is not universal. We are in the village of Rossi, where a powerful cleric, an ancient elf capable of channeling the magic of the Downie to feed their entire domain, resides in the shrine as its protector and warden. Not every shrine village can claim such a proficient and benevolent leader. As we move toward the center of this hub of civilization, we pass a treehouse inn, a simple traveler's refuge built into a great tree, an apothecario that deals in goods and herbs of a rare variety, a coster, a cobbler, a few more houses, and eventually we come to the front of the Shrine of Rossi. Its front garden is already in bloom with oats, barley, and vegetables, and it will bloom multiple more times today to feed those who are unable to feed themselves. Its simple foundation sports a wide, dark red wooden porch with a rocking chair next to the dark brown stained door that pops against the light beige stain of the walls of the building, about 50 feet wide and 50 feet long. A pagoda-style shingled roof reaches toward the center of the building, but is interrupted by the branches of the great tree that the shrine is built directly around. Above the branch line is a majestic forest reef where small capybaras with antlers known as capyharas flit about on the thatched lower branches, feeding on the luminescence that hangs thick in the air above the branches, as birds alight in a massive, vertically oriented manta ray with the central body of a loggerhead turtle floats about 50 feet above the branch line, grazing on the abundant clumps of luminescence in the air. Far above even the ray, the glow of the divine curtain, the physical embodiment of the power of the Tanji, promises silently to the reef that while it has any say, they need not fear the dangers of the branches above. But back down on the ground, the front door of the shrine swings open with a creak as a tall, imposing young elven figure fills the doorway for the first time today, as he does every day. Jack, would you like to introduce us to your character and tell us what you're doing this morning?
Yeah. Yako is this 6 foot tall elven man, and kind of as he's walking through the doorway, you see this like short cropped silver hair, with a clean shaven face, very like almost like stark white pale skin. His chainmail kind of like rustles against the door frame, and on top of it there's this like deep like clay, almost like a rust colored tunic. On his right hand he has this like silver decorative, not quite a gauntlet, but not quite a bracelet, kind of somewhere in the middle. As he kind of surveys the town as he does every morning, with his purple eyes, just scanning around, seeing what's going on this morning.
Hell yeah. This morning, it's a pretty normal day in Rossi. There's a couple of kids playing with a ball in the street. There's a person with a wheelbarrow bringing vegetables from the front garden out towards the people in the more far-flung reaches of the town. There's an older group of gentlemen playing cards at a table outside the treehouse inn. They appear to be sipping little cups of espresso. It's a regular day in Rossi.
Regular day. I think Yako will... what are the kids playing?
The kids appear to be playing some kind of game that involves trying to hit the branch line, but not hard enough that the ball will rebound down off of it. So it's like a precision game.
Oh, so like just so that it like taps the branch line?
Exactly.
I think I'll walk up to them and Yako will be like, hey Joey, can I try?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we go.
I take the ball, and I think what I'll do is, the branch line's like, it's a decent ways.
It's 20 feet above you.
20 feet above me. So I think what I'll try to do is, instead of like throw it, I'll try to like almost kind of like use my fingers to flick it up and see if I can get it that way without like being a little dainty about it.
Okay.
Can I get a roll on that?
Yeah, first roll of the campaign. This feels...
you being dainty.
Yeah, it feels like an athletics check, but because you're trying to be dainty, do you feel like this is a different skill?
I'm down for athletics. Athletics works for me.
It's either athletics or sleight of hand, your choice.
I think sleight of hand is... I think in Yako's plan, would it be athletics with kind of like his finger dexterity and stuff like that. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, it's like a 10.
Cool, great start.
It's like a 10.
On a 10,
Great start.
You attempt to be dainty and flick this ball up there, but you are a paladin. You are a protector, and you are not dainty. And you thwack. The ball rockets off of your hand and rebounds essentially back down directly to you, almost faster than it went up. And Joey kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, you're not quite good at this, are you?"
I don't think I am, Joey. I don't think I am. I'm going to make the rounds. Have a good morning, bud.
Oh, you too. Hey, watch me try first.
Why?
Joey also rolls a 10. But his 10 is more, he tries to get it up there, and it just does not even hit the thatched, almost roof in it.
Looks like we're in the same boat, Joey.
Different boat.
Damn,
but,
Joey sucks.
Different boat, same direction.
Fair.
Bye-bye. And Yako's going to continue his rounds. Cool. As you make your way through Rossi, eventually you come back towards the shrine, and the rocking chair on the front porch now has a figure who is very familiar to you sitting in it. Do you want to describe Shabbat to us? Your mentor and head cleric.
Yeah, I think Shavat is like is someone who's just has seen a number of years and is like kind of in that last section of their life where they're like just settling down and taking just a slower pace to a life that was previously very busy with other paladin orders and kind of like almost frontline work with the Scorched Rod and other things like that. And he's taken up small, silly little habits. Not silly by all means, but just like it's in a previous life he would think them as silly. He's like, now he likes tea, now he likes to read a book and stuff like that. All of these extra things that he at one time thought was like kind of excessive and unnecessary, unutilitarian. And I think he's just out there, wrinkles, bushy white eyebrows, and these like thick readers, and is just like is reading a book of like poetry with like a nice cup of tea.
So you come back and you see Shavat reading actually one of his favorite books. It says Love Among the Branches on the front, and it is a collection of love poems.
Yes.
And a cup of tea sits on the arm of the rocking chair. And he's rocking slowly back and forth, almost as if he's trying to see how high he can get the level of the tea in the cup without any of it spilling, while he's also reading the book, because he was a frontliner. He was someone who was powerful and almost a immovable object to an extent. And as such, just one thing is not enough to keep him entertained. But as you come back, Shavat looks up and, Yako, good to see you again.
What's the brew today, Shivy?
Oh, we've got a lovely Echinacea blend.
Ooh, that's lovely. That's very nice. That's
Very nice indeed.
Yeah. How'd you sleep?
Oh, as well as one can.
Fair. Anything on the docket for today?
Yeah, actually, I was about to come find you. I have something came over our river in the southwest. Nothing too outlandish, I think, but it does read as strange. You know Shavat to be someone who has immense magical power and as such is able to essentially watch over the borders of their domain. They channel the power of the Dami Koth, who the shrine in your center of the village is to, in order to maintain a border watch in case something from the Scorched Rot were to wander in.
Yeah.
And it seems like Shavat is telling you something has come in, but he's not entirely sure what.
So it doesn't seem like it's insanely dangerous or super pressing, but something to check out.
I'd be careful just in case. But
Understood. Yeah, I'll make my way.
thank you. I'll see you hopefully soon.
See you soon.
Cool. And I assume you're going to make your way southwest. Lovely. As Yako makes his way southwest towards something that has crossed the river, we're going to cut away from Yako and go towards that river, where two figures have just crossed into the town of Rossi. Jackson and Emily, would you like to introduce me to your characters?
Hello, everyone. I'm Tronk. Tronk is an absolutely ginormous Laxodon thing. Classic elephant-like features, and the most striking thing about him is a giant thing, protrusion, tumor sitting on his trunk. Today he's wearing an open vest, and you can see scratch marks all over because Trunk has been having some issues. And yeah, a kilt, no underwear. Yeah.
Scotsman.
Just making our way across the river.
Vic is a half elf. Probably like 5'11", 6 feet tall, fairly skinny, sort of a slender face with like long noble features and like a splash of freckles and curly blonde hair. Also wearing an open vest, but his is like
uniform.
green. Yeah, we're twinning every day. His vest is green and he's wearing sort of like brown flowy pants like that one white girl you know that studied abroad in Thailand and then came back and made it her entire personality.
Nice.
Those pants.
Are they bell bottoms?
And yeah, he's got like around his neck like a brown like leather sort of, I don't know what the word is, a brown leather deal with a small glass terrarium on the end, and he carries a large blackthorn quarterstaff that he uses as a walking stick. Well, I think we're getting pretty close to the town.
Thank God. I'm just scratching my chest.
I don't know if there's a cleric or anything there. I don't really know anything about it. I just know that it exists, but hopefully we can find you some help.
There has to be something there, even a razor, and I can get rid of all of this. It's just, God damn it. How the hell did I get lice?
I don't know, but I'm staying 20 feet away from you until they're gone.
I could really use a hug right now.
Sorry. You know, if like giving yourself a hug is a really, really nice form of self-soothing. I don't know if you've ever tried that. Just cry a little bit.
Just crossing the river, whimpering, hugging myself, ears down. It's a low day for Tronk. And he really doesn't know how he got that lice. Suspicious.
Very suspicious.
Really suspicious.
I need a very suspicious perception check from all three of you.
Mm-hmm.
Am I there too?
That is what we're rolling about.
25.
Yeah.
That's 24.
That's a 9.
Yako. As you begin to walk toward the river, you are not the first to notice the presence of others. Vic and Tronk, as you cross the river, you hear footsteps from up in front of you.
I'm gonna even though you want to be 20 feet away from me, I'm gonna kind of stealthily move towards you and be like, shit, there's someone right there.
You're so close to me. Let's hide, okay?
Yeah. I'm gonna try and hide.
Cool, both of you give me stealth checks. Actually, what are you going to try and do to hide?
I think maybe Vic's gonna try to find some low bushes or something and try to sort of obscure himself.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just darting behind a massive redwood and praying that works.
Cool, go ahead.
Oh no. Are we doing stealth?
Stealth.
Okay, that's 13.
3.
Trace. Cool. Vic,
We lost that upper hand.
you squat down behind a bush, and Tronk, you slip behind a redwood. Vic, you're totally hidden.
Yep.
Tronk, you're going to have a really good vantage point at whatever comes out because you're behind the tree. Yako, you see a large, strange-looking creature that you've never seen before. It has elephantine features but walks on 2 legs like it is elvenkind, hiding behind a tree, looking out in the 90-degree direction from where you are, and you see a small half-elf kind of hiding in a bush, also looking the same direction. You are approaching them basically perpendicularly, and you can see them both.
Do we know that he can see us?
Absolutely not.
No, okay. I have a dagger out then, just in case.
Are you two okay?
Who's there? How can you see us? We're so well hidden.
I think Yako stifles a laugh. You're extremely well hidden, but my eyes are typically pretty good at seeing things that are hidden. But why are you hiding is the real question.
Stranger danger. Who are you?
My name's Yako. I'm a paladin of Rossi, the town just close by here. Who are you two?
We're just looking for like a healer.
Well, I can heal things. I can also bring you to other people who can heal things.
That's
What are you looking
great.
to get healed?
I have like a situation with some pests on my chest.
Chest pests.
Chest
A
pests.
chest pest. Okay.
Yeah.
And we want to remove said chest pest.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna like bare my chest. I'm still holding a dagger
Yeah.
just in case. Like kind of just
Just waving a dagger around right by your face.
yeah, just in case.
I see.
Any idea how I can solve this?
Well, I don't see anything. Like, can I come closer and investigate?
He's got lice.
Oh. Okay. Well, then I won't
Damn it,
come
Vic.
closer.
No one's gonna want to talk to me.
Well, I'll still talk to you. I just
can't-
don't want to get
We
lice.
can't get you help if we don't tell people what's wrong with you.
Can you fix it?
I believe I can. Yes. Would you mind following back to my shrine so that I might take care of it?
I mean, we were going there anyway.
Yeah, sure.
What's your name?
My name's Yako. Your names?
My name's Vic.
Vic.
I'm Trunk. Hi.
Trunk. Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you.
I'm gonna try and shake your hand.
I think Yako will take out like a javelin that he has, but hold it by the tip, hold it by the sharp end, and then give you the blunt end.
Okay. Yeah. I accept that.
Put it back.
Vic like sticks out his quarterstaff.
I'll shake the end of the quarterstaff.
Are we close to the village?
We're pretty close. So just maybe half an hour walk. If you follow me. Where are you coming from?
Outer Wilds. We've
yeah.
been wandering for a while.
Right. And
Yeah.
okay. And what brings you to Rossi?
Just need to see a
looking
healer.
for seeking help.
Yeah.
Understood. Nice. Well, yeah.
Unless there's anything else interesting going on in the village.
In Rossi,
Yeah.
to be honest, I wish there were things interesting going on. Rossi's a pretty safe village, and not a lot of things happen. Sometimes we get things coming in from the Scorch Rock, but it doesn't happen too often. But it's a pretty quiet village. We receive help from Koth to feed all of the folks that live there, and it's a quiet, peaceful, and boring place.
Boring. Yeah.
If boring is what you need, then boring is good, but it can be a little boring. There's no excitement, if you catch my drift.
Well, I think it'll do for a couple days.
There are worse things.
Yeah.
Worse things than boredom.
There are worse things than boredom. Yeah. Well, this way. Follow me.
All right.
All right. Lead them back.
Cool. You all begin to make your way back to the Shrine Village at the center of Rossi, a three-man quarantine unit with Tronk walking in between Vic and Yako is my guess, both of you about 10 feet apart, because you never know how far lice can leap.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Chest pass.
Fleas can jump like far, right? So
Yeah.
it stands to reason that lice could maybe.
I mean, it's a good guess. But we are going to, before we get to your return to the village, we are going to first return to Shavat on the front porch, enjoying the mug of tea that he has, his book of love poems, and a traveler approaching from the northeast. Amir, would you like to introduce us to your character?
Yes. So Amir is a young elven man with a black and silver cloak that's kind of pulled up over his head, kind of hiding his long blonde, like coiffed hair that is multiple centuries out of style. He's got these piercing kind of green eyes that keep darting up to behind him and up to the branches, watching for any like druid folk who might be up there, and seems very on edge, but is trying to hold it together. Like upon looking at him, you definitely see that for somebody in his like late teens for an elf, he's seen quite a few horrors. He's like 6 feet tall, and is just trying to not draw any attention to himself as he's trying to make the way to the shrine.
Okay. It's not that hard to find. It's a very bustling community. You pass by a couple of people who, with your cloak up, and even as you're looking a bit suspiciously around you at your surroundings, there's people with like wheelbarrows full of vegetables. There's some kids playing, but most people just aren't really giving you the time of day, really, and you're intentionally avoiding eye contact. It's not hard to find the shrine. It's the big one in the center. And as you approach from behind the shrine and walk around to the front, Shavat, the cleric on the front porch, sees you and says, "Hello, traveler. Are you lost?"
I don't believe so. I'm traveling here from Myria. I was visiting the town with my father, who was helping me with something, but we got attacked on the way here, and I lost my father, and Myria was the only place I was told to go. We were looking for some information, and the cleric at the last town told us that you might be able to help us find it. I think this is the right place. He had said to go to Rossi. I am in Rossi, right?
You are in Rossi, and you're safe. Don't worry, I will help you however I can.
Thank you.
Generally, I would make you roll a persuasion check here, but because of your background feature, Haunted One, people are inclined to give you shelter and the benefit of the doubt when you ask them for assistance. So Shavat does so, and closes Love Among the Branches, picks up his mug of tea and says, "Please, follow me inside."
I do so.
Cool. Inside, you find a very homely establishment. The great tree in the center kind of orients the entire building around it. Directly to your left is like a living room with two like kind of easy chairs in front of what appears to be a magical hearth with a number of things on the mantle, including like it appears to be like a small sword that glows somewhat magically. The hilt is very finely engraved. To the right is a small kitchen, and in the back right you see a study with a bureau in it and books top to bottom. The shelves are absolutely packed full. Notably though, some of them are leaning a little bit as if certain texts are missing. As Shavat brings you in and says, "Can I offer you some tea, or is it down to business immediately for you?"
I would be open to tea if you have some.
Of course. And he heads toward the kitchen. The kettle's already on. And he turns back to you and says, "Is Echinacea okay?"
Yes.
Begins to pour you a cup of tea and says, "So you've come from Myria. It's a good place from what I know. How are they getting on these days?"
It's that they seem to be struggling quite a bit. They haven't given themselves fully over to Koth, I believe. They're trying to work that out, but they have been attacked a lot by horrible creatures and things, and this giant mass. There's behind the shrine. There's a lot of bodies. There was an attack when I was there with my father, and the same creatures that attacked us attacked the village, attacked us on the road.
I'm so sorry to hear that. And that's very troubling. Myria used to be a place of safety. It's very troubling to hear that they've come on hard times. I'll have to send someone there to check on them. But they are much closer to the Scortrot than we are. It's, 80 miles north of here?
Yeah.
It's not uncommon down this far that most of the clerics between here and there will simply abjure the creatures that come out of that part of the forest and send them further along. We here in Rossi, I'm very fortunate to have a young elf in my village who has a very buck stops here attitude, who is quite good at disposing of creatures. But if Myria, it used to be a place very devoted to the Tanji Myria. If they were converted over to Kothi worship and it isn't taking too well, that's very unfortunate. And I'm very sorry about the loss of your father.
It's not really okay, but I guess I'm learning to live with it.
It's all we can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
You said you needed some information. Is there anything I can do for you?
Yes, the cleric at Myria said that she might have information in a book. I don't quite know what's wrong with me. My father and clerics we have spoken to believe I am in some way connected to whatever magic lies at the heart of the Scorch Rot. And he, like, unbuckles, like, his cloak and, like, reveals, like, a purple like, hunk of Koth stone kind of embedded in his chest that's this blackish purple, and says, my father was hoping we could find a way to cleanse it, but everyone just keeps sending us from shrine to shrine, and not even the druids can help us, and we weren't quite sure what to do, and he was my guide in all of this, and now he's gone, and coming to Rossi was our only lead.
Shavat looks at the stone implanted in your chest and says, This is a Koth stone.
Yes.
But those are exceedingly rare these days. I haven't come across one in ages. If you don't mind my asking, how did you come to have this here?
I was born with it.
Shavat has this confused look come over his face and says, I don't understand, but if this is something you'd rather keep to yourself, I understand. Although I hate to be the bearer of bad news, I think I know what text you'd be looking for, and I unfortunately no longer have it. Rossi used to be a shrine very heavily devoted to the Tanji Rossi. But about 30 years ago, we came under the banner of the United Kothi Republic, and as such, we adopted worship of the Dami Koth. As part of my offer of fealty to the Republic, I allowed them to take certain texts from my study to hold in the library of the Consonant Cathedral, which is their central governmental hub. One of these was a history of Kothstone and the origins of magical stones in Shire. I'm sorry I cannot give it to you, but any kind of sinks into thought for a moment, almost like he's trying to figure out how he can help you. And it's at this moment that we have 3 folks come in the front door.
Shivy, do we have anything for lice? I'm sorry. I did not know that we had guests.
Excuse me, if there's lice, please stay out of my shrine. I will handle it on the front porch. Hello, lovely to meet you both. What are your names and which one of you has lice?
My name is Vic. He has
already
lice.
jumping.
I'm like slowly stepping back. I'm Tronk, hi.
Hi, Tronk. Where are the... Oh, is it...
I like do the thing with my pecs where they like dance.
He goes, no. As he can like see lice like popping off of your chest as you do that.
I'm sorry. I know it's disgusting. I'm disgusting.
No, you're not disgusting. It's okay. Just one moment. This may sting a little bit. And he casts Sacred Flame just in front of your chest. And singes a little bit of your chest hair as he begins to burn the lice off of your chest.
It feels kind of good. The burn.
And Shavat goes, okay, I can handle this. Yako, are these the folks who were coming to...
Yes, these were the folks crossing the river. They're very lovely, nice people. And, sorry, what was your name?
I am Amir.
Amir, lovely to meet you. I'm Yako. I work here with Shivy.
This is the buck stops here fellow that I mentioned.
Yeah, I don't quite get what that one means, but, luck, I guess.
It means you've done a great job at your duties. Yaakov, and I'm very proud of you. That's what I was trying to explain to Amir.
Thank you.
Amir has come from Myria.
Oh, maybe. I heard that used to be a lovely place. Is it still lovely?
No, the cleric and the people there are only able to abjure the creatures that come from the Scotch Rot to attack the village. They're not able to fully defeat them, so they've been attacking villages as well as travelers who run into them.
No, please.
Oh no.
Please. This is very interesting.
Well, Shivy, shouldn't we do something about that? Like,
I'd love for us to be able to, but Myria is an incorporated territory. I think the most we can do is I will put in a request to the voices of the citizens that they send backup to Myria.
so they can just abjure more things elsewhere? Like, they're just pushing the problem. We've had this discussion before. They're just pushing the problem away. Like, when are we gonna do something about it?
Yako, we've had this discussion before. They're pushing the problem away because not everyone is as good with an axe as you are.
Ugh.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
No, it's okay. Please, feel free to speak.
This is a safe space, Drunk.
Thank you, Yako.
You're welcome.
You just sound like you're not thinking for yourself, and you're not letting him think for himself either. And
You're
it's
right.
gross to hear
I'm not
it.
thinking for myself because I have an obligation to the people of this town.
We don't.
That's true.
We could go help.
I mean, I think we should. Someone should. And I look pointedly at Shivy.
Shivy kind of returns your look. Just
I just don't like him.
Yako's just like between the two. It's just like, I don't. Okay, this is difficult. Because I like these new people. Anyways.
Shavat kind of spends a moment in thought. I'm going to roll an insight check for him. Okay. And Shavat says, the issue with the creatures coming out of the Scorch Rot is that there is a lot of territory to defend, and the United Coffee Republic, as strong as we are, we're not able to defend every territory fully. Unincorporated territories, which there are quite a few around us, a lot of them don't have defenses from the Scorch Rot at all. And you're right. Abjuring creatures is not sufficient, but sometimes it's better than nothing.
If these unincorporated villages have no defenses of their own, then that's all the more reason for unaffiliated individuals to do whatever they can to help. The scorched creatures are abominations. They are an affront to the natural order, and they should be destroyed wherever they are found.
I completely agree with you. You know, Yako, these new friends you seem to have made seem very intent upon taking the weight of the world on their shoulders. This seems to be something that you and I have talked about before. I can defend this place myself. There are places that need defending. And this is a good chance to prove to those back in the city of Koth that you are in fact a leader.
I'm willing to take this on. You know that I will do my best. But it will be difficult for me to go to this place and then leave it knowing that it still can't protect itself. Is there something that we can do? Some kind of reinforcement? Something so that when I do have to come back or go somewhere else, that it will be safe? Because
Yes.
yeah,
there
what
is.
can we do?
There are multiple unaffiliated shrines near us. At each place you go, where a shrine is merely a social center, if you are to make an offering to the Tanji, if you are to do something to reignite worship of the Tanji, or the Dami. Sorry, the Dami. I'm a member of the United Kothi Republic. They should be worshiping the Dami of Koth. Then, in theory, that's fostering the kind of defenses, supernaturally or preternaturally, that we have here. I was able to identify the two of you coming across our river because of my relationship with the Dami Koth. I draw power from the Dami, and as such, I'm also able to know when things are coming. If, for example, we did not have Yako here, sometimes there are creatures that are ferocious enough that even the most powerful clerics can't fully protect their shrines. But what they can do with proper warning is take refuge in the shrine, and they can get the entirety of their village into that shrine and protect the shrine itself. If you make the shrines defensible places, you're saving people's lives. But what that means is going to those villages and bringing them under the banner of the UKR. Which that could get you in good.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, we've had this discussion before. I can't sit here my whole existence. I feel like there's so much more help I can do under this banner. There's so much more. There's so many more people that can be protected from the Scorch Rot. And by uniting these communities, I think we can help save lives. And I think I should go.
I believe you can.
If the UKR is so devoted to restoring worship of Koth, won't the don't the Tanji suffer when people stop worshiping them?
That's what they were having trouble with in Myria. Koth was, like, worshipping the Dami Koth was a lot weaker than worshipping the Tanji Myria, and that's why they couldn't fully defend themselves anymore. Is bringing people into the UKR really the best option?
Would you like the party line or my honest opinion, or both?
You haven't, from the way you're talking, you haven't been under this banner very long, have you?
Only about 30 years. The party line is the Dami Koth is weak. The Tanji draw their power from the Dami and from their worshippers. If the great divine source of their power is weak, then no matter how much worship they receive, they won't be able to defend themselves. The UKR's end goal is to reincorporate not only all of the inner wilds, but the entire southern region of Shire, including the outer wilds, which is a bold goal, to say the least.
That it is.
Especially since the outer wilds actually has a very strong tendency to have worship of the Tanji prevail there. But ultimately, I don't believe that incorporating everything under the banner of Koth is necessarily the best option, but I do believe that doing it will put you in a position to be able to make some change within the Republic. Because, Yako, I trained myself. You're a very good paladin. But the Central Order are the ones who make the decisions. The Central Order are the ones who influence the voices of the citizens, who are the 5 leaders of the United Kothi Republic. And
If I get somewhere in there, then maybe we can really try to unify everything in a positive way as well. Now, this is like such a long game, but it could be the first step in it.
It could be the first step. And
Going inside and trying to change something.
at the very least, it will put you in a place where you'll have proximity to the levers of power, meaning you'll be able to understand it in a different way than just as someone from the outskirts of the Republic.
While this conversation is happening, I want to like try and stealthily sniff the stranger in the room.
Sure, go ahead.
We didn't get your name yet, did we? No, I don't think so.
I asked.
Yako,
Yeah, Yako asked.
Okay.
because you're going for a sniff and you are a Loxodon, you have advantage on this.
Correct. 23.
23. Emir. Tronk is kind of trying to literally sniff out what is going on with you. Loxodon scent is it's not necessarily something that can give you insight, but it is the kind of thing where like a dog can essentially tell if something is afraid based on the sense that it is releasing. It's the kind of thing that humans wouldn't be able to tell, but a Loxodon can. How's Emir feeling in this conversation as all of this is going on?
I think Emir feels he's not afraid of the people here. I think it's more of from what I've seen, what we're trying to do, it might help, but it also might not work, so I don't really understand what the end goal here is. Because he's like, this isn't the information I need isn't in this place, and if we defend all of these people, that's great, and less people will die, but
You're
he's
like, how's this gonna help
how
me?
is this gonna help me a little bit? And I think from your scent, outside of like the vibes you're getting, like his face is very clean and like his hands are very clean, but he definitely like there's like dirt. You probably get like a mix of like dirt and like stale blood, and like he has not been anywhere where he can like fully shower, wash anything probably for about 2 weeks. So you can tell he's very much this kind of outlander kind of type. That's like, I'm in a political conversation and I didn't come here for politics. I came here for information, you know?
Fair dues, fair dues. I gonna like tap it, give me like, should we talk about this outside? But like whispering it. I want to have a private conversation.
Yeah, let's go.
Excuse us.
Of course.
Just for a sec.
Yako, do you mind going with them if you don't mind?
Yeah.
I'd like a word with Emir.
Certainly.
Cool.
Do you want some space, or like, am I in this conversation?
Sure. I just don't trust that guy in there.
What, Shivy?
There's something about him.
Shivy is basically my father.
Well, I don't like your
Well,
You seem great though, so you know.
I think Shivy can maybe sometimes have a stick in his ass, but at the end of the day, he's looking out for what's best for everybody and what he believes, which I think is admirable.
We've been walking and wandering for a while, and it would be nice to have a purpose, but I don't know if it's essentially working for the UKR.
Yeah.
I want to help people, but
I don't
that
wanna-
end,
Yeah, I don't want to be a cog in a political machine.
yeah.
So here's the thing, right? Is that okay? Even though I was raised under the banner of the UKR, Shivy has taught me a lot of things about the time before the UKR started this conquest, pretty much. I wouldn't say that I agree with it, but here I am wearing the banner. I think that there can be legitimate change made if someone brings it up and someone gets into a position where they can make it. And I think I can actually do it. And it's just gonna take time. I can't just walk into Koth and be like, hello, I don't think we're doing things right. Nobody's gonna listen to me. I'm from Rossi. But I think with time and a little bit of a resume, I think I could make something work. I think what I'm just asking is for you to trust me. I know we just met. I know this seems crazy. But if we bring some actual change to the towns around us, I think we can then start making change on a larger level. And maybe even change what the UKR means. Do you get what I'm saying?
I don't know. I believe in you, young one, but I'm not sure if this is the right way to do it. And I feel like you're kind of like, young one? I don't think I look that old.
I'm green, but I'm not that young. Anyways.
I'll help you for a time.
And that's appreciated, nonetheless.
As this conversation is happening outside, with you now alone with Shavat, Shavat says, I don't want to push anything on you, but I can give you one piece of information now and knowledge of how to pursue it. I never met your father, and it's a shame that I didn't, because to go to Myria and take you in such close proximity to the Scorchrot, many would consider an unwise move, but I do know the cleric who presided there for many years. He's a human. I don't know if he's still around. He did have knowledge of Kothstone and its uses and purposes. The Scorchrot was not always a place of decay and disgust. And I believe that can be changed. But it will take, at the very least, a better understanding of that Kothstone in your chest for that to happen. The text you are looking for is called Rituals of the Second Age, and it will be housed in the Consonant Cathedral. It's the central library of the United Kothi Republic. If you travel with Yako, give them a little bit of short-term purpose, at the very least, I think it'll be good for both you to have a group with you and for them to feel like they're doing the right thing. Can I trust you to do this?
I can do so. If it means that helping in the villages means we can get to the capital and access the library with the renown I guess we achieve, I will be able to assist should you be fine and comfortable with it, be it all this.
It seems like, at the very least, a good place to start. And Shavat kind of just motions for you to head outside. As the three of you are having that conversation, Emir, you enter.
What was your name?
Oh, Amir.
I'm Vic. Nice to meet you.
Hi. Hi, Vic.
I'm drunk, and there's like pity in my eyes.
Hi, I'm Amir. It's nice to meet you, drunk.
Mm-hmm. And I'll shake your hand. I don't have lice anymore, so.
I cast Mage Hand, and I have my Mage Hand shake hands with your hand, just as a precaution.
Tickles. We're discussing what we might do.
Amir, would you travel with us? I think your knowledge on the towns that you visited previously could help aid us a lot in this endeavor and help just fortifying, because I hate to say, but I overheard about your father. To prevent that would be something great happening to anybody else.
Yes, There's a book that me and my father were seeking that we thought that Shavat had, but was taken away by the UKR in the Continent Cathedral in the city. So I have agreed, if you are all open to it, to travel with you for a time until we're able to visit the capital and gain access to the library, and I guess see if I can go from there. I can help with any information, anything I can.
Yes. I think that's very wise.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll get you to that cathedral. We'll help you with that book if you help with us.
I think it's meant to be. We've seen the Scorch Rot traveling. We've been in many places with few call to actions. Yet today, we all wandered upon each other. There's something going on, and we should do something.
I agree.
Oh, I've been waiting for this day for so long. Yako just gets like this full grin on his face and runs back inside, and like you hear him like clinking a bunch of bottles and comes back with like this potion and these 4 cups and just starts pouring it out. And he's like, all right, everybody take one.
Hell yeah.
What is this?
It's just a little potion. It's a potion of heroism.
It
Everybody knows
smells
that is.
amazing.
It smells kind of like body odor and success. Everybody?
Can I roll a medicine check to see
Yeah,
if this is for
Arcana
real
check.
what this
This
is?
Medicine, Arcana, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a 5.
21.
Definitely smells more like success than body odor.
Okay.
Definitely smells more like body odor than success.
What should we cheers to?
Oh, I've had worse smelling drinks than this. I'll drink this.
So trying to do something good. Yeah?
Yeah.
Try to do something
Trying to do
good.
something good.
But
All of you gain 3 temporary hit points.
yeah.
And that is where we're going to take a short break. A quick break in the action to tell you about our lovely hosting venue, Redline VR. Aside from the beautiful VR booths and fully functional bar with magnificent custom cocktails that they have back here, they also host daily events such as Magic Mondays, Sketch Comedy on Tuesdays, a massive D&D meetup group. It's the largest in the city of Chicago on Wednesdays, and so much more. Definitely come check it out, and we're so happy to be affiliated with them. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into that episode of Dalliances and Decay. I'm Danny with the GenZ&D crew, and we just want to thank you again for supporting us and remind you to head on over to our Patreon where you can support us for $5 a month, which would be a huge boon and really help us continue to do the show. Also want to thank Redline VR one more time. They're our fantastic hosting venue. They have a wide variety of nerd stuff for you to do, and you can join their Discord for updates on all of their events. We appreciate you spending your time with us, and once again, this is GenZ&D signing off.